What's up YouTube, how you doing? This is Mr. Tiebox123, and in this video I'm only bringing you an unboxing, a little product tour, and we're also going to take some snapshots, some sample shots with this new Nikon 40mm 2.8 macro lens. Now this lens I think has only come out about 3 to 4 months ago, and for me really it was absolutely ideal for doing product shots. It's got the ideal focal length of about 40mm, so equivalent of about 60mm on a full frame, and also is a macro lens as well, enabling you to get really tight into the product that you're actually taking a photo or a video of. And in fact I think with this particular macro lens you can get up to 6 inches away from the actual subject that you're taking a picture of or doing a video of, and that's the distance from the actual subject to the sensor itself. So we'll see actually when I start taking a couple of sample shots just how close we can get with this particular lens. Now I picked this up for £199 including delivery from a seller on eBay. So absolutely fantastic price for this particular lens. Anyway guys, let's have a quick look at what we've got here. The usual beautiful gold Nikon wrapping here on the outside the box. First thing, as you always get with these prime lenses from Nikon, you get a nice little velvety kind of bag that you can just store your lens in. Not all lenses come with this kind of thing, so it's always nice for them to include that. Also in the little box here we get a lens hood, just to get rid of any flare that we might have, any lens flare. So that's just going to attach itself to the end of the lens. And then last but not least, we've got the actual lens itself. Now like I say, this one's a 40mm 2.8, so very fast lens, and also kind of small because it's only a 40mm focal length. So I'll just give you a little bit of a close-up of that. Yep, here we go. So you can see the screen there, and as we move it, it does actually protrude the lens a little amount as you go into the kind of closest possible focus. Got the white dot there. On the side we've got these two switches. We've got one for manual stroke autofocus, and then we've also got one that gives us the full focal length, or actually restricts it down a certain amount so we can get faster focusing if we're not doing the macro based kind of photography or videography. So let's just lose the box here and clip on the cap here on the end. So there we go, that's going to be the overall size of the lens. I've got my D7000 here, just to give you a comparison. That's the 50mm 1.8 that I've got on there at the moment, and that is the 40mm. So you can see the 40mm is just a little bit longer than the 50mm. So we'll just take the 50mm off the camera here, keep that upright, see if we can stop some dust getting in there, and then we're just going to line up the white dots and just clip that lens on, and there we go. So we've now got the 40mm lens attached to the camera, and we're ready to go. So let's just take the lens hood off there, the cap. And I think probably the best thing for me to do is just to take a couple of shots just to give you an idea of just how close up to the subject we can actually get with this lens. So what I've got here is I've got the lens cap. So what we'll do is we'll focus in on the lens cap and just see how close we can get it. I'll make sure we've got the full range selected on the button here on the side of the lens, and let's see what kind of an image we can actually get from this. So I'm fairly close now. I can't actually see how close I am, but I'm probably about, what, 8 inches away, including the lens, so from the subject to the sensor, and I've still got a good focus here. So I'll take a shot from this kind of distance. Let's just check that out. Yeah, so in that image we've literally got the whole lens in the frame. Now let's see if we can get ourselves closer than that and see if it will still focus. Okay, so now I'm really close, and we've still managed to get the focus to lock on. So you can see that there. I'll put the images on screen so you can actually see them. Now let's zoom in here on the Apple keyboard and see how close we can get to that. This is really going to show up all the dirt in the world, but there you go. There's nothing to aim on. Here we go. But this really does give you a good idea just how close you can actually get. You know, we are literally 6 inches sensor to subject, and you can see just how that image comes out. We really are very, very close. If I tried to do that with the standard 50mm prime lens, we would get nowhere near that. We'd probably have to be somewhere around here to even get it to focus on the keyboard itself. I'll just take one more shot just so we can see what kind of bokeh we get out of this. So we'll just focus in on that, just to see what kind of depth of field we get. And you can see depth of field at 2.8 really is very, very nice. So anyway guys, like I said, I think this is going to be an absolutely fantastic lens for doing the kind of YouTube videos that I do. It's going to enable me to get really, really tight in and get some nice detailed shots. And it's also just a nice focal length for just doing your average kind of videography and photography. In fact, if I take a shot from here, comes out really, really nice. Kind of perfect length really for doing the kind of stuff that I do. So anyway guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to watching my videos, make sure you subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next one. See ya.